The most important aspect actually is to keep the child comfortable, well hydrated, and to observe closely for other symptoms. So if your child is active, is playing, when the fever comes down, he's running around, he's eating fairly, he's not vomiting away and doesn't appear to be in pain, then you can observe the child for 2 to 3 days before seeing the doctor. If the fever is not subsiding or if you suddenly see there's a rash coming up, of course you must see the doctor. If the child has pre-existing illness, like say a kidney abnormality, like a reflux problem or posterior urethral valve problem in the bladder, and that makes the child more prone to getting urine infections, then of course when there is a fever, you should go down to see the doctor and get the urine checked out, because it could be a recurrence in UTI. If the child has low immunity, it's also good to seek medical attention earlier. Now, antipyretics, which are actually fever or pain-reducing medicines, paracetamol and ibuprofen are safe at the prescribed dosage, but medicine, I stress, should only be given to reduce discomfort from high fever or pain. So try not to give, if the temperature is only 37.6 or 7, or even 37.9, and the child looks fine, actually there is no great discomfort at that temperature. But if you find like it was 37.9, but the temperature is shooting up, of course you give the medicine. So what we have to realize is giving the medicine doesn't cure the fever. The fever will subside only when the underlying problem has resolved. So when do you need to take the child to see the doctor? Of course, as I said, if the fever is going beyond 2 to 3 days, it's good to have a doctor's check. Excessive irritability, that means if the child is crying a lot, doesn't seem to be placated, it might indicate pain, or if the child is actually in pain. Those who are verbal can tell that they've got pain in the throat or pain in the ear or abdomen or in the feet. If there is poor feeding, then because all these three would mean that the child can become dehydrated. Poor urine output is a symptom of dehydration. Lethargy, meaning very tired or being drowsy, is not a good sign. So it could be due to the virus or whatever underlying problem itself, or it could be due to dehydration. If there is a worsening cough and cold, or if there is a croupy cough, it's good to get it checked out. Noisy breathing, of course, breathlessness, it should be seen. Rash, red eye, swelling could be a sign of Kawasaki disease. Seizure means fit or convulsion. Of course, when the fit stops, you have to take the child to see the doctor, and any possible exposure to COVID patient as well. And the other is parental concerns. Sometimes you find like there may not be anything very much to put your finger on, but there is something that's worrying you a lot. Then it's, of course, I always believe that the parent knows the child better. So if the child is not behaving in the usual way, or if you think this particular episode seems to be a little bit more serious, of course, bring the child down. So whatever I've told you about waiting for 2 to 3 days, observing and so on, doesn't apply to this age group. So as far as newborns up till at least the 3 months, fever in this age group should be taken very seriously and should be seen immediately by the doctor on day 1 of fever to rule out any serious underlying illness. And please do not feed any medicine before the doctor's assessment. The reasons being, it's because of the immature immune system. There is a higher risk of having serious bacterial infections like pneumonia, meningitis, septic arthritis, urinary infection. And if nothing is done rapidly, you'll find that the child deteriorates very fast. So one moment the baby might be still feeding, and then after that they start vomiting and turn that quite fast. So this is an age group that we take the fever very seriously. And sometimes you may find that these babies, even if they have serious infections, may not necessarily present with high fever. It may be even a mild fever or no fever. Actually, I had a patient who was about 3 months old, quite some time back, and the baby was just admitted for poor feeding and being a bit lethargic. And actually the temperature was just 37.2. You can say there is no fever. But because of other signs, we decided to go ahead with the lumbar puncture, and we found that actually the child had a very serious thick almost the cerebrospinal fluid was almost like pus. So it was a very serious bacterial meningitis. So we can't say in this case, oh, there is no fever, so we will watch. So one must be mindful of that. Babies' reaction may be different. They don't react in the same way as the older children. These are some tips I always explain to my patients. Always maintain a record of the medicines given to the child to ensure that there is no double dosing, because sometimes you could have given the medicine and you might have gone to work. Either the helper or somebody else gives a repeat because they find that the temperature is 38 or more. The other is, of course, when you are using alongside with other over-the-counter medications, make sure that the medication, apart from the cold medicine, does not contain paracetamol in it, because if you give both, then you'll be double dosing. Never feed para and ibuprofen at the same time. And the other, of course, is overdose of medicine can result in poisoning and serious consequences. Paracetamol can affect the liver and cause toxicity. Ibuprofen can cause gastritis, bleeding, kidney damage. And please don't give aspirin to children unless it was prescribed by the doctor, like in the case of Kawasaki disease, then that is given for a particular reason.